Hi, I'm Patrick Whiteford and welcome to Fuse News. This week's headlines. Plane crashed in mountain in China. Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe made a statement after 6 years in jail in Iran. Hitting children has been banned in Wales and Scotland. Free-range eggs are no longer available in the UK. Sign language was made a legal language. Kanye West banned from the Grammys and temporarily banned from Instagram. On to Lottie with our first story.
In April 2016, Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe was arrested on spying charges whilst visiting her parents in Iran, with her then 2-year-old daughter. She was freed last week after spending 6 years in detention. Her release came after the UK government paid a $400 million debt to Iran dating back to the 1970s, although both governments have said the two issues should not be linked. Speaking to the media in Westminster, Miss Zaghari Ratcliffe thanked all of those who had worked to get her released, paying tribute to her amazing, wonderful husband, Richard Ratcliffe, who had campaigned for her release. She also thanked her daughter for being very, very patient with Mummy. Miss Zaghari Ratcliffe was originally accused of plotting to overthrow the Iranian government and was given a 5-year sentence that was then sentenced for another year on charges of propaganda against the government. Miss Zaghari Ratcliffe has always denied those allegations and says that she was only in Iran to visit her family. Speaking on Monday, she said that she had been told by Iranian authorities shortly after her arrest that they wanted something off the Brits and that they would not let her go until they had got it, and mentioned that they intended to keep that promise. She described her arrival back in the UK as precious, with a feeling of overjoyousness as she stepped off the plane and saw her daughter again. On to Patrick about the ending of physical punishment in Wales.
Physical punishment against children has been made illegal in Wales. First Minister Mark Drakeford said it was a historic day for children, as Wales becomes the second UK nation after Scotland to ban physical punishment on children. From now on, smacking, hitting, slapping, shaking, or any other type of physical punishment will be completely illegal. As such, anyone who hits their care child could be prosecuted for assault. Children will therefore have the same rights as adults in the matter. Many applauded the ban, citing that this makes the law clearer and easier for children, parents, professionals, and the public to understand. It also closes a loophole where abusers could use the legal defence of reasonable punishment to defend their actions. However, critics claim the new law was pushed through by people who think they know better than parents. Members of the opposition said they were worried that it could create a Stasi culture in Wales where people and children are encouraged to shop parents to the police. Simon Calvert of the campaign group Be Reasonable said it could criminalise ordinary, decent, loving mums and dads for doing nothing more than our loving mums and dads did with us. Now on to Georgie on free-range eggs.
Free-range eggs! People can no longer buy free-range eggs in the UK due to the length of time hens have been kept indoors, following the largest ever outbreak of bird flu in Great Britain. It has led to more than 80 outbreaks and thousands of birds to be culled. The eggs in shops will be labelled as barn eggs due to birds being kept inside for more than 16 weeks. 16 weeks being the grace period for hens to be allowed inside. Only when that is exceeded will the eggs no longer be free range. Free range labelling will only return to the UK supermarkets when hens are permitted to go outside again. This has put significant strain on farmers having to adapt their hen houses to make it more comfortable for the birds, whilst following strict biosecurity measures. Farmers hope the change is only temporary, and the guidance will be lifted soon as temperatures rise through spring and outbreaks start to reduce. Now on to Lottie about British Sign Language.
A bill has been proposed to make British Sign Language a recognised language in Great Britain and has been backed by the government without need for a vote. The BSL bill will benefit more than 150,000 people who use sign language, and, if passed into law, BSL will be recognised as an official language of England, Wales and Scotland in its own right, with a requirement from the Secretary of State for the Department of Work and Pensions to issue guidance on ministerial departments on the promotion and facilitation of BSL. Minister for Disabled People, Health and Work, Chloe Smith, said, Legally recognising BSL will create a more inclusive and accessible society, improving the lives of deaf people and helping public services to get it right. The bill was proposed by Labour MP Rosie Cooper, who said, "Acknowledging BSL as a language is a simple, principled step towards ensuring the needs of deaf people who rely on their language are met, and met correctly. I am hopeful that the benefits of this bill will be cleared to the government and that they will do what they can to support its passage through Parliament." Having passed through the House of Commons, the bill will now go through the House of Lords. Here it can be given royal assent to become law and the BSL Act. The bill needs to have completed its passage before the end of the annual session of Parliament, usually in May ahead of the Queen's speech. Now on to Patrick with the news about the plane crash.
On March 21st in the afternoon, flight MU5735 of China Eastern Airlines, a Boeing 737-800 carrying 132 passengers and crew, crashed into the mountains in Guangxi province while travelling from Kunming to Guangzhou. The footage captured near the crash site showed the plane appeared to dive to the ground at a near vertical angle. According to flight tracking data from Flight Radar 24, the plane had been at a cruising altitude of about 29,000 feet, about 8,900 metres, but then nosedived so quickly it plunged more than 25,000 feet, 7,600 metres, in 2 minutes. No survivors have been found after searching for 2 days. The flight took off from Kunming at 1:16 p.m. and was flying normally. At around 2:21 p.m, over Wuzhou City in Guangxi province, the ground suddenly noticed that the plane had a sudden altitude change and then lost communication with the plane before it eventually crashed, said Sun Sunying, a representative for China Eastern Airlines. On Wednesday afternoon, the official state news agency of China, Xinhua News, reported that one of the 2 onboard flight recorders, which we usually call the black box, had been found after 2 days' search. Its exterior had been badly damaged, but hopefully the flight data inside can be recovered. On to Georgie with news on Kanye West.
Kanye West has been dropped from performing at the Grammys this week due to his continued online harassment of Pete Davidson and ex Kim Kardashian. Kanye West, who is now known as Ye, also had his Instagram account temporarily suspended for violating its anti-bullying policies. The deepening hostilities follow weeks of increased tensions. Pete Davidson is dating West's ex Kim Kardashian. West was due to appear alongside other acts, such as Lil Nas X, BTS and Billie Eilish at the Recording Academy's biggest annual awards show, where his album Donda is nominated for Album of the Year. However, as the controversy deepens, the Recording Academy has made the decision to axe Ye from the lineup. West is also accused of aiming an ethnic slur at Davidson's comedy writing partner Trevor Noah, who tweeted, "I said counsel Kanye, not cancel Kanye," in response to the controversy.
Thanks for watching Fuse News. I've been Lottie Player.
I've been Georgina Socket.
I've been Patrick White.